mash up, but I make it say I want it up below. But then come mash it up first and what this cake. You would have to pay 150 to take out that down. Yeah. 150 to take it out plus I'm going to pay the driver then. The next $50,000. I'm going to fix for that. You better make it on the water.
You can't fix.
I can't fix. It makes sense if they go down. But you make that on the water.
Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. So the video that you just saw is of an accident that took place in the Bagwa Gorge, it looks like. That is by Flatbridge area. And we've seen many cases in which people, because of speed, people because I take what themselves, them kind of stress out, fly over the bridge. People are trying to save them. Some of them make it. Some did not make it. It seems as if the regular components in a lot of these are the Pro Box and the taxi. And I am not saying that this is not a taxi. However, because it's a Pro Box, we should not be surprised, or even if it is not a taxi, them have the taxi man mentality. So therefore, they're always racing like some sorts of mad bat out of hell. Them get out of control, don't know the specifics, don't know if somebody came into his lane and he had to try to avoid any sorts of head-on collision and fly over the side. Me don't know the specifics. There was some sorts of getting out of control. So at the end of the day, like I've always said, don't start no ish, won't be no ish. If you maintain a proper decent speed, the likely possibilities of you clashing, crashing, colliding, flying over the side in some sorts of precipice or in some sorts of water is greatly diminished. So me just say, do the right thing before the wrong thing, do you? Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called There Goes the Mother Humping Neighborhood. There goes the Airbnb. There goes the nice uptown neighborhoods. There goes the hotel, the 4 and 5 star, including the Rio and also the Royalton Hotel. Now people, there are 2 Rio Hotel, one in Ocherius, one in Montego Bay, and then there's one in Falmouth, Trelawney to be specific. The one in Ochi and the one in Montego Bay, them have a club. The one that is in Falmouth, Trelawney, that just recently opened, they decide that, you know what, we're going to try to avoid a certain specific subset of people, meaning the Jamaicans of the chopper type, the typical bleach out, braid up, tattoo in her face. They and their accomplices, meaning both males and females. So the management of Rio, and this is not me quoting from them, this is just based on conversation that I've had with persons in the know. Them decide, say, we're not going to put in any sorts of club because these little low life, them like music, them like a specific type of music. So therefore, if we don't encourage them that type of nightlife in which they like, so that they can go and expose their filthiness, expose their darkness, and expose their newfound fame or money in which they think that everybody is frightened of. I am going to speak about that later on in this title or in this subject. So the people decide, say, well, if we do that, we might deter them. Little did they know that the money can make you go anywhere and they are going to infiltrate any sorts of hotel, whether it is brand new, whether it is old, as long as there's some sorts of hype. What these people don't understand is the concepts of all-inclusive, meaning liquor. So therefore, they walk around with liquor in them hand, all sorts of Belvedere, you name it, any sorts of top shelf liquor, not knowing that persons that have specific armbands, they are privy. They have access to all of that for free based on what they have paid. So therefore, them going at the club and them have them own liquor. As a matter of fact, if them see a nice lady, nice young lady, them a offer if she want them buy her a drink or something like that. As if them dark, well, they are dark fully done. They do not understand the concept of staying in your lane, staying in your class, fitting or getting where you fit in. Do not cross the line where people that are of decent character. Persons are not frightened for your money. Persons are not frightened for polo. Persons are not frightened for any sorts of what them call it, clocks. Persons are not frightened for jewelry, watches, stuff like those. A lot of persons that you see at these hotels, especially when them have on specific band, they are used to money, they are living with money, they are rich people. They don't want to associate with you guys. So therefore, when you come to these hotels and you carry these little riff-raff chicks that look just like you, just like some sorts of mongrel, all of them bleach out, all of them tattoo up, and I am not speaking about the type that is kind of tone or the tattoo that look like any sorts of decent, well-done tattoo. May I talk about the prison type and act like the type that are going to prison. And they are so obvious by the way that they dress, obvious by the way that they act. Bogo Yaga, I am speaking about the come see, come saw like the saying goes. NEGGA cannot stand promotion. This is what happens when tablecloth turn dish towel or dish towel turn tablecloth. They just don't know how to act. And what is even worse, they are so disrespectful. Them say people that with them woman and them feel like them can just holler at anybody and say the same thing that they say to these low-life girls that are with them that are actually frightened Friday. I'm just saying, why can't you be stealth? Why can't you just act like every other person that you see that is decent? Why you have to try to infiltrate, bring a little mongrel with all sorts of mean self and want to infiltrate with the pogle them or the people them that have some sorts of decency? Don't you understand that there are certain persons that are attracted to that? That is what you should keep yourself to. It is only the people that might slip up and let you into their world until they realize that the chaos and the catastrophe and disaster that you bring. Me just say, get in where you fit in, stay in your own lane, know yourself, low lives, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called, if you mix up in a dirty bungle, it might lead to the detriment of your life. It might lead to you getting hurt, getting RAPED, or even worse, getting your life taken away. I am speaking about a very disturbing trend that we see with these young ladies on social media that are posing for the gram, that are looking for prey and them being the predator. Want to live that lavish life, decide that they are going to make their mouth and their palms do what it do, and if them see some sorts of vulnerable prey, they are going to take him for the money. They are going to live that lifestyle, but they are not going to give up the PUMS. So therefore, trick them, make them feel like they might get some sorts of pumps. And then when you live the lifestyle, you go to the club, you pop the bubbly, you live at these Airbnb, these hotel, rate, all for free, nothing for nothing. That is how this world is run. Specifically, an incident occurred in St. Anne in which 3 young ladies tried the same ish. They went to some sorts of Airbnb for meet 3 men. They decided that they were going to go dinner, movie, dancing, meaning at the clubs. When they went to the clubs, they were offered the best liquor that money can buy, top shelf ish. About 6 o'clock after the club, the after party, to the house. More than likely, you know exactly what is on the plan or on the agenda of these youths. They might want some sorts of PUMS for the money that they spend. And people, this is my disclaimer. If you think that you are going to get some PUMS because you spend your money and you don't get that PUMS, once a lady says no, it means no. If you try to force yourself, whether by lyrics, whether by your demeanor of hold down or even by using the tool, which was said that came into play in this incident. One of the man wheel and pop off and try to take the PUMS at the rest. As a matter of fact, I think he did. However, the young lady, they went and filed some sort of report, ran to the power station, or call the power station, power pull up. Couple of the man jump over the veranda, take what themselves, gone. One man that was inside the house along with the 3 victims decided that he was not going to let the power in. Eventually, the power was not going to leave. They arrested that young man, and then they went and they found a next one chilling at some sort of plaza in the Ocherius vicinity. We're talking about tourist area. So I am going to let you take a look to a young lady, giving her piece, explaining to these young ladies that are in her age group that, listen, if you go out and you meet any sorts of dancehall artists, or you meet any sorts of man, or if you go at some sorts of Airbnb for wine and dine, dinner and a movie, and don't want to let off any sorts of PUMS, you are fooling yourself. Not to say that this lady is saying that it is justified for somebody to hold you and take the poems and the rest, but she just has said, you should know what you signed up for, you should know what to expect. So take a look at this beautiful bean footage. This young lady's name is Bad Girl Crooks. She is on TikTok. Take a look.
It's weird behavior. I find it's weird behavior when a woman accepts invitation from men, knowing what these men's intentions are, but pretend that they don't. You're backstage, you met a celebrity, you met an artist backstage, you invited to his room. What do you think you're going to his room for? Not saying it's right for men to take advantage of women or to do that R word or whatever, but sometimes you could protect yourself from these situations, but you don't. A celebrity invited back to their room. You don't know them from nowhere. It's not your friend. What do you think you're going there for? Or a man invite you to Dominican Republic, fly you out, pay for hotel, airplane ticket, everything. What do you think you're going there for? So he booked the trip. He paid for everything. Una stay in the same room. You think he just invited because he wants someone to talk to? Because he just want company. There's a lot of people in the country. Whichever country you now go, there's other people. He could have meet woman on the beach just to see him way or at the resort. He bring you for a reason. You know why you went. So why are you there and acting all naive? If a man invite me right now to his house and said, oh, we're just going to cook, we're just going to chill, I'm letting you know that, okay, I have no intention of this going any further, because we're just getting to know each other. So let's go to a public place. If I have no intention of anything escalating, I'm not coming to your house. Me not going in any private space if I don't have any intention of anything. That is just it. You have to take accountability for your own actions. And you have to take, sometimes you can protect yourself from certain situations. So protect yourself, you actually have real victims out here.
Now, people, this is my disclaimer before I proceed. Under no circumstance should you take any sorts of PUMS on the rest, because I don't want to be misunderstood. No means no. There's a thing that is called, we live in a nothing for nothing world. There's no philanthropists out there or people that have any sorts of charity organization that them decide, say, you know, say, me have a couple extra bucks and I want to date this girl, I want to take her to a dinner, take her to the movie, have a good time, and then me just go about my merry business. I am not saying that there's not any sorts of situation like that, but me just say it is going to be an isolated incident, not the norm. These young men, they are after one thing. Mostly it is not love, it is about sex. It is about the head, the box, the palms, the mouths, and if them kind of freak, they might want other stuff. will not say. You will know, read between the dotted line or read between the fine prints. So this lady in the same generation of the new last generation is making you know that, listen, you know exactly what you sign up for. Not to say it is right, but you know more than likely what was on this man's mind. However, you are trying to fool this man or trick this man and get what you want and go about your merry business. This man is thinking that, listen, if she want to live that lavish life, she has to pay. There has to be some sorts of compensation, some sorts of reparation for the cash. So therefore, pumps are mouth for cash. No deal. The deal is off. That is a deal breaker. This person, if he is a celebrity, has access to all sorts of women. The way that he is thinking, you are lucky to be in his presence, especially if you're acting like a groupie, especially if you're acting like you're loose and lewd. He is going to use you, like them say, them catch a fool, them use them. Disclaimer, once again, no sorts of rights to trick anybody, get them drunk, and take the poems under the rest. So this lady is clarifying because she's in the same sorts of age group as this new generation, and she has said, and what I've always said, ignorance of the law is no source of defense. So therefore, you knew exactly what you was going to get into. And even though it might have escalated to the worst case, as in the St. Anne's incident, in which 3 of those ladies or 1 of the 3 ladies got RAPED, filed some sorts of reports. In most cases, these young ladies knew what they were doing. This is what they do on a weekly or every weekend basis. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called never bring a knife to a gunfight, especially if you are a po-po with the gun and then you are the person that is going to lose their life with the knife. Such is the case of a one Vivian Francis that left from Jamaica, went to United States, New Jersey to be specific, for a better life. Returned to Jamaica maybe on vacation. A couple of days ago at about 10 p.m. at the Yuatan Sports Center, that is in Yuatan, that is in St. Catherine. There was a party being held. Mr. Francis was there with his friends. He was buying liquor. There was SHOOTING, the breeze, sipping on scissor, rete, lele, blue, blah, bling. Don't know if Mr. Francis was under the J-Ray and nephew. However, it is said that there was some sort of argument between himself and a man that was in plain clothes, off-duty or undercover po-po. Based on the po-po side of the story, it is said that Mr. Francis Vivian, that is, became boisterous, turn over table, start shout all sorts of expletive, withdraw some sorts of 5-star or 7-star rat chick, rush off of the po-po, juke off him a couple of times. Based on the po-po side of the story, it is said that that po-po retreated, take up a step back, wheel and pop off his service tool and shouted, "Drop the knife, po-po." Well, people, I don't know if he gave him sufficient warning. All I know, based on the po-po report, it is said that Mr. Francis continued to advance towards the po-po. The police who had already withdrew his pistol, step back, pop off a couple of corns in his upper body. He was rushed to the Linstead Hospital. However, too late was the call. Indicom is investigating. Based on the information, it is said that after the po-po blazed up Mr. Vivian Francis, he had to make a run for his life. He had to make a hasty retreat. He had to exit stage left and run from the scene of the crime. Indicom is investigating. Now, people, like me say, more than likely, the officer was not in the uniform with the JCF with the red stripe and him badge and everything that says po-po in some sorts of neon lights. More than likely, he was just there. Don't know the circumstances why the argument ensued. Don't know if Mr. Francis was acting boisterous. Don't know if it is justified. Don't know if what the po-po is saying is true. However, what I do know, sometimes when you go to America for a better life, it's better you stay up there. Do not come to Jamaica and make people that you're buying liquor influence you or hype you up. Hype will make you lose your stripe. Hype will make you lose your life. And I am not saying that that is the case in this case, but me just say it could be a likely possibility. If anybody have any sorts of inside information, please to call me on WhatsApp 1-876-894-2711. WhatsApp. Let me know this is an incident about the Popo and Mr. Francis. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.